Well, here it is. This is the year. That's all I got is this is the year. If this isn't the year, we're in trouble. The Columbus Blue Jackets have traded for Matt Duchene and Julius Bergman, if I am properly saying his name right. We're getting up Abramov, we're getting up Davidson, and more importantly, what I'm really concerned about with this trade is the 2 first-round draft picks. Now, one of the first-round draft picks is conditional. It does not go over to Ottawa unless Duchene signs with Columbus, and seeing our uncanny ability to sign good players, especially ones with a little bit of an attitude, I don't imagine us signing him. We could. It'd be a great addition. Don't get me wrong if we could. And that would be another first-round draft pick down the drain if we did. And I've been sitting here thinking, I've been going back and forth. It's like, you know what? The trade's not as bad as it sounds. But at the same time, I am always looking at the future, especially for my own, favorite team, and giving up potentially 2 first-round draft picks on a year where we're going to be losing our 2 best players, Bobrovsky and Panarin, is scary. Now, the thing about Panarin is I look at it as like, what's Panarin done since he's been at the Blue Jackets? He's been really good. Don't let me discredit him by any means. But as far as what the entire team has done, we have not gone any farther in the playoffs with him than we did without him, which tells me it's like, oh, you know what? We can get over losing Panarin. What the problem is, though, with the Blue Jackets is when we lose Sergei Bobrovsky, when Bobrovsky's playing good, the Blue Jackets win. Everybody can talk about how great our defense is, our top 4 forwards. We got Panarin, we got Dubois, we got Atkinson, we got Werenski, Seth Jones, Savard Murray. Everything looks so great on paper, but at the end of the day, the Blue Jackets are ride or die on Sergei Bobrovsky, the 2-time Vezina winner, and it can't be any more clear than when we go into playoffs, and when he struggles, we lose. And that is why we can't get out of the first round in playoffs, because Bobrovsky struggles in the playoffs. And that brings us all the way back to where we started, which is we are 1 point out of a playoff spot right now. This trade I can get behind if we are 3 or 4 points out of first place in a division or running for a division title. All of a sudden we're going to have home ice advantage and it's looking great. It's like, you know what, we really can make this push. But we are making a push to make playoffs. And I do feel like the addition of Duchene could definitely help the team, but let's be frank. Bobrovsky's been struggling. Bob's been struggling, and we're out of the playoffs. Like I said, it's ride or die on Bobrovsky. He's struggling, 904 save percentage this year. He can turn it around, absolutely can turn it around and get hot, but he has never proven that he can play in playoffs, and that is what concerns me here is we're going into the trade deadline, and I am all for getting rid of Panarin and Bobrovsky if it's going to help improve our future. As opposed to, because here's the problem. You look at it, Bobrovsky's not getting along that well with Torts and whatever else not, right? So, you got to question if he's got that self-doubt in his head. He's not thinking clearly. And the pure fact that, once again, he's struggling, and he struggles in playoffs to have self-doubt, plus the thought of not being able to perform in playoffs, I love the Blue Jackets. I love Bobrovsky. I love Panarin, but it doesn't feel like the year. It does not feel like the year, and to give up your future for a player that's not going to stay with you. Now, the thing is with that first-round draft pick in 2019, and this is the side of the trade that I actually did like when I stopped and thought about it. I was like, well, if we make playoffs, what if we go on a hot streak, we make playoffs, and I don't know, we had like the 23rd overall pick. All of a sudden, it's the 23rd overall pick. I haven't heard too much about this being some super stacked draft. And it's just your first round of a 23rd overall pick. You might not ever notice it was ever missing. You made the playoffs, made a run, whatever, right? So that's the bonus and a nice side. But it worries me that what if we don't even make playoffs? What if we get that wild card, we get that first round bounce? But if we miss playoffs and we give the Ottawa Senators a first round pick and it's a lottery pick, it's a wasted draft pick. And that's what concerns me. It really does. I hope and I hope and I hope and I hope we got a whole month and a half, whatever it is, month, 2 months, left in the season. And then in that time span, if Bobrovsky can turn it around and he can start playing like the Sergei Bobrovsky we all know and love, and I hope he does, and he can carry that hot streak in the playoffs, we can make some noise, especially with the addition of Matt Duchene, giving us another guy that you can throw in a second line that can, get the best out of the players around him and help produce more than just out of that Panarin, Luke Dubois, and Atkinson line. That's not taking a shot at the Andersons or the Declares. I mean, they can get the job done, but, not at the same caliber that Matt Duchene can. As far as the Senators are concerned, great job. I mean, you're going to be, a little bit upset. We'll see what Bergman has. I got to be careful. Maybe he can turn. He's 23. That's the thing. We'll see what can happen. You never know. That's what I don't like bringing up about the prospects. I mean, they're all in their 20s. You never know. They could break out and be a stud, or we may never hear of them again, which is usually what you see in some of these when you throw in these prospects is teams are hopeful that maybe they'll turn it into something. give us a top 9 forward in this trade in the future, and then all of a sudden, oh, it turned out if it doesn't, not a big deal, we just threw him onto the trade. But I mean, for a guy that you guys traded, I know Ottawa was a little bit more, you know, what did they give up? First round, third. I think did Colorado get some other for a second or a first? They also got from somebody else. I forget the complete details of that three-way trade. But I think you guys did all right considering it was only a rental. The other thing I always do consider about this is first round draft pick, conditional first for the next year. I look at that and say that's what we could have got for Panarin. Could have got a first round, a conditional first, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm hopeful. I hope it turns out and ends up, and I'm just overthinking it, that it could be a very bleak future. But the loss of Bobrovsky scares me. He's been the heart and soul of the Blue Jackets for so long now. And to see him walk out the door, I don't know what the addition of other players can do. We need somebody to step up in net for me to feel comfortable about this. Otherwise, losing draft picks scares me. We'll see what happens, though. What do you guys think about this trade? I know Ottawa's always the center of attention when it comes to some of these bigger, more bold trades. And once again, Duchene's featured in it. So you guys have to let me know what you guys are thinking about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go Blue Jackets. I hope it works out. I'm hopeful. I'm still thinking it's going to work out. It's got to. Bob's going to turn it around at the end of the season. Blue Jackets are going to get out of the first round, maybe the second, possibly the third. Hey, we beat the Capitals twice last series, boys, or last playoffs, boys. We was pretty close. Started up 2-0. Could have been Stanley Cup champs. It's all right, though. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.